Hey guys, welcome back. First and foremost, thank you guys for subscribing. Hello to all you new subscribers out there. We appreciate you guys very much. Thank you guys for the comments you've left on our videos. We are definitely taking all those suggestions to heart. Don't forget to go to our website, www.icandypaintworks.com. Check out some of our past projects. Check out the merch we still have available. Enough of all that. Let's get out here in the back and see what the guys got going on. So we got our tailgate for Larry's C10 in here, ready for some primer. We're gonna get the inside primed with some high build primer before we finalize the outside, just so we can get it really hammered down on here, since it has all these bead rolls and, as you can see, quite a bit of body work to smooth this thing out. Dylan also body worked the front lower face so that once it's on, he won't have to do much filler work on this top rail once the tailgate's actually put onto the bed. So I'm gonna get suited up and mix up some primer, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes.
have Victor's truck here. It's 67 C10. It's all brand new sheet metal. The bedsides are brand new, headboard's brand new. Tray 5 builds, because the truck's so low, they build all this framework and everything to make the bed mount. But the factory, well, this would be here if it wasn't lowered or not. There's a seam right here where the headboard bolts to the bedside. And on a factory truck, it's just bolted up. You can bolt the bed together, bolt it apart. Because of the frame, we're gonna weld it. Take these bolts out, plug weld all the holes in this seam. We're gonna full weld the whole seam. You could stitch it, but then we'd have to seam seal it after, which both ways would work, but I'm just gonna weld the whole thing so then when we go to paint, we don't have to seam seal it.
So we'll end up doing like maybe a little bit of bodywork or seam seal? Is that what you're kind of thinking?
Yeah, we'll epoxy this and we will wire wheel it really good so all the epoxy gets in. I made sure there's no pinholes, no big ones, but we'll epoxy that and then maybe we'll skim it with either filler or glass on top just to smooth it out. Not block it or anything, but just make it smooth.
Just to clean it up a little bit.
Because when this on the truck, the cab corner is round and you might not see in here, but you might catch a little glimpse of it.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so we are shooting the glove box door and the gauge bezel for Larry's truck. He wanted it fancy with the billet and wanted to paint all the recesses inside on these pieces. So we got Artie masked it all up for me. Thank you, Artie. Now I'm just gonna spray that and then we're gonna pull the tape and we'll show you guys what it looks like when it's done.
So while these parts tack up, Taylor's going to go ahead and knock out both Larry's front fenders and get those things polished. And before the end of the day, we'll come back in the booth and get these unmasked.